And we are live.
Hey guys.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm getting by. I hope everyone is having a good Saturday. We're waiting for Stacy. She's going to jump on here in a minute. We wanted to give some people some time to roll in. If you happen to be in Kim Stoll Rock's chat room or in Stacy's chat room, please head over to Susie Q 7979 where the main chat is. Because that's where the pot is at today. So yeah, hopefully a notification goes out here. Oh, I'm assuming it did. Hey Clancy. Oh yes, it did. We're sure here. Let me see if anyone's in your chat room. Oh no, good. So I got the memo. You got two lurkers, of course.
Got two what?
Lurkers.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Well, I already have one troll because like the second video we uploaded was Judy Haim part 2, and there was one thumbs down within like a minute, and I'm like, are you serious? Like I just started this channel and I've already got a troll.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Christina, for sharing the link to Kim's channel. For
Aw.
those of you who don't know, I'm assuming most of you know, Kim lost her channel because, some haters have their issues and they're jealous and shit. So they falsely flagged her channel and striked her. So please subscribe to her new channel. It's in the chat. It's called Kim Still Rocks.
Yeah.
So please make sure to subscribe to her new channel. Um, I'm going to give a quick update on what happened with my uncle. So I ended up flying out there Thursday. I saw him. Oh, Stacy's here. Hold on. Hey, Stace.
Hey girl.
Okay. So I saw him after his surgery on Thursday. They had put a trach in. He knew I was there. He was, coherent. He kept trying to talk, and obviously he couldn't talk with a ventilator in him and a trach. But he was able to, squeeze my hand when I asked him questions and stuff. Then it was like Friday, he wasn't waking up or anything. And they didn't know why. They weren't sedating him. They said when he was up, he was really agitated and confused, but his sodium was really high, and that can cause confusion. And come to find out, Sunday, we found out his kidneys were failing, so that was part of it too. Like his body wasn't able to get rid of the anesthesia. Then Sunday morning, they said his kidneys were failing and if my cousins wanted to do dialysis or not. And I was shocked that they decided to do it because my cousin was regretting doing the trach surgery the day after. But, I guess the doctor said there was a chance of recovery. Well, then Monday they said the dialysis isn't helping, it's clotting, his blood pressure is dropping, and so my cousins had to make the choice to, keep things going or to, approve the do not resuscitate and turn off the machines. And so they made the choice to do that on Tuesday. I was in the room when they turned the vents off. They actually allowed 3 of us to be in there. Um, and he was breathing on his own. His respiratory, which normal is 12 to 20, it was 30 and above, but because he was like trying to get air so bad, he was breathing heavily. But he hung on for hours. They turned it off, I want to say maybe at like 2:30 in the afternoon. Um, I ended up leaving the hospital at like 8, so did my other families. Then the ICU called us and said they had to move him because they needed the room, and they were putting him like in like a hospice wing kind of in the hospital. And my sister called at 3:30 in the morning to see if one of us could go up there because they said they needed time to get him down there and to call between uh, you know 2:30 and 3:30, and he passed away at 3:39. He literally passed away when my sister was on the phone with the nurse.
Oh.
So we, all ran to the hospital. We were at a hotel right down the street, and we ran up there and, saw him and said our goodbyes because he didn't want a funeral service or a funeral or anything like that. He wanted to be cremated and a party thrown, a celebration of life, a pig roast. My uncle used to do pig roast every year. So we are going back. His birthday was July 24th, so they're going to do something the weekend of the 25th, 26th. So we are going to fly back out there for that and, have that done. So it was, I was glad I was there. I know he knew I was there,
Yeah.
because when he saw me and he was trying to talk, I'm like, oh, are you wondering if George and the kids are here? No, they couldn't come, but they love you. And my cousin even asked, do you know who I am? And he rolled his eyes, aggravated that she even asked that. So it's yeah. And then he always had his TV on at home. And I was like, Uncle Vic, do you want your TV on? If you want your TV on, squeeze my hand. And he squeezed my hand. And he kept wanting to talk. And past times when he's been in the hospital, what we've done, when he's had a ventilator in, is we've written the alphabet on a piece of paper, and then he'll point to the letter and spell out what he's trying to say. And he was wanting to do that, and I wrote it out, but he didn't even have strength enough to lift up his arm. Thursday, his eyes were open a lot and everything, and he was trying to talk to us and all that. But his eyes were rolling because I think he was so doped up from the surgery. And then on Sunday, on Father's Day, when my sister and I went there, and then we had to wait forever because they had decided to do the dialysis thing. And we went up there, anytime my sister and I would say, hey, Uncle Vic, it's Susie, or hey, Uncle Vic, it's, Dawn, he would open his eyes for a couple minutes, a couple seconds, and then close them again. But he could hear us because every time we said that, he would open his eyes. And then when I told him his daughter was coming up and I was talking to him about his grandson, he kept his eyes open for a full minute, so he was definitely, could hear. And so, but, he's at peace now. He's not suffering.
That's
so,
Evelyn, I just read your comment, and I'm so sorry that your fiance was murdered. Yeah, on Thursday.
Thursday. Oh
I'm
my God.
So sorry. That is awful.
Robbed and shot to death?
He was
wow.
What? Robbed and shot to death. Oh my God.
Evelyn, where do you live? You don't have to say the town, just the state.
I'm so
my gosh,
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
We're here for
That's
you
awful.
if you need us. We're here for you.
Did they catch the person that did it, or are they still out? Is there anything we can do to help bring awareness? Louisiana.
If you need anything from us, let us know. If you need
don't hesitate. Yeah.
money or anything to help with the funeral.
Yeah, if you need us to do a fundraiser, we can do that.
Yeah. My heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry. You're in my thoughts.
Did they catch the person who did it, Evelyn? We don't know who did it, and thank you so much. Do you guys know her contact information off of YouTube?
I do not.
I don't.
If she goes on to the website, our website, Real Truth Campaign, she can reach out to one of us and give it to us anonymously, so she doesn't have to put it here in the chat, and then we can go from there.
That's my Twitter. Is the same as my YouTube. Kim, yours is KIM. What is it? Your Twitter?
KIMST2.
That's Kim. Stacy, yours is
Always Sparkle 90.
Always Spurs.
Hey, Lewis.
Hey, guys.
19, right?
90.
What?
90.
90.
Oh, 90. Okay. So there's our Twitter handles. You can find me. They found his body 4 hours after his death. Oh, gee.
Oh, God.
Jesus
That
Christ.
is just heartbreaking. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Evelyn, we'd be more than happy to do a fundraiser for you to help you out, your family. I'm not sure if you guys had kids or if you had kids or what the situation is, but all you have to do is reach. I believe all our DMs are open on Twitter.
Yes.
Messenger, I'm under Susie Mendez, so you can find me there. So yeah, please feel free to reach out. So sorry.
I know
Yeah,
what
so
it's like to lose your spouse. I mean, it wasn't a murder
yeah, you
situation,
do.
but even if you just need someone to talk to, that's like been where you are. You know what I mean? It was a different circumstance, but the end result is the same. They're no longer here, so I know
Yeah.
what you're going through. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here. We all are.
Yeah. Um,
Unfortunately, Lewis, we can't tell you that yet. Hopefully, that's where it's going to end up going. But he did a
so
live.
what happens if he was kicked out of SAG? Like, what does that exactly mean?
Well, SAG is the Screen Actors Guild, and that's a union, okay?
Okay.
And every person in the industry, actors, they all have anybody within that realm is part of the Screen Actors Guild. Now, if SAG decides at any given point in time that they don't want to have affiliations with him anymore, then that means he gets kicked out of the union, which means he loses his union card, which means he loses his job essentially, because he wouldn't be able to get any acting jobs within the Screen Actors Guild. So he
And
would.
doesn't that cover like 90% of Hollywood and their films?
Well, they all have different guilds. There's the Directors Guild, there's the Producers Guild, there's the Screen Actors Guild, but for him, it would mean, yeah, he would have no job,
Yeah.
essentially.
So,
So
like,
that
to
would be
do
the best
them,
case scenario if that's what they decide to do.
so to do a movie like what with Corbin Nash, he needs that SAG card.
I
You
don't
to
know
do
about
a movie
independent
like
films,
that.
but I believe that, yeah, I would think that they would still need it. I mean, I don't independent might be a little bit different than like say
Right.
Warner Brothers or Fox or like, you know what I mean? Some like a studio.
Yeah.
There might be a way around it. Like he would be able to do reality TV still for sure. But that would be the only thing really that he'd be able to do, which is ultimately where his career is at anyways, in the toilet. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, and his buddy Ron Jeremy just got charged.
Whoa, has 25 new allegations come out against him?
Wow. I saw that coming though.
Yeah. Can't say we're surprised, but
No.
well, let's get into this so we can.
Yeah, no, Bethany, you haven't missed much. I just gave the update on my uncle, and we were just talking, so we haven't. We're gonna watch his Twitter lives from last night. So,
Yeah.
okay, let's screen share here. Where's my mouse? There it is. Oh, and I would like to add real quick for the people I've heard that, two people in a community are saying that I was lying about my uncle and that I wasn't there dealing with that. And to
What?
those people, I can say, fuck off, never contact me again. You're
What?
evil. My uncle's obituary is out there. So, you people like to look into shit, go find it.
Who was saying that? Do you
Who
care to
said
say or
that?
no? If
I'll
you don't
tell
want
you
to,
guys
yeah, you don't
privately.
have
I
to.
don't
You
even
don't have
want
to
to
say.
give them the attention
Okay.
on here.
I haven't heard nothing about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
All right. So the first one was the 20-minute one, right? And the second one was the 30-minute one?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And this is getting played under fair use. We're going to do commentary on it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. As long as we do commentary, we're fine. That's okay with HDM, the
yeah.
fucking albino bitch.
Here we go.
God.
Ugh.
to know how you
Thank you, Lewis.
Oh, can you please not sing?
Na, 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 so
Oh no, he sings in both parts.
real.
We should actually copyright strike him for singing.
Go
Yeah.
out and steal. I just wanna fuck you. I just wanna fuck you. You know that song? Paul
What did
McCartney.
he say?
Paul McCartney song for anybody who's
Oh.
good with the nostalgia. That was off Paul's latest album.
So you're copyright striking Paul McCartney.
We get that? That's fuck you. So we don't have to really swear in order to say that. You want to hear me sing in a barbershop quartet? Okay, you guys,
No,
three
No.
guys.
we don't.
Well, that might be his next gig if he
Oh.
loses his SAG card.
Good call.
Just saying.
That kind of stuff. You gotta have the layers, though. The layers. Anyway,
I think he could do a great telethon myself.
good times. How's everybody doing tonight? Hello, Antonia. How are you? Good to see you here. Who else we got here? I always feel
Yeah,
like
think,
that girl in
Josh.
the room? I always feel like that girl at the beginning of these things with the mirror. Remember the mirror? And she'd be like, I see Joni and
Oh,
Steve
God, he
and
irritates me.
Marco and
Oh.
Billy and there's Lisa. Remember that show? So it's kind of like that whenever I see all you guys.
Romper Room?
Then there's Melissa Wren and Twisted Poet and there's Gina.
Yeah,
and
why
there's
is he wearing a
Renee,
freaking jacket and
oh,
shit when
look
he's
at
in
that. All of
Jamaica?
our
He's in
friends.
Montego Bay now.
Is he really?
You know what I'm saying?
There is.
I have a friend that
Anyway, romper
works
room,
in Montego
exactly.
Bay
That's what
at
it
one of
feels
the
like around here.
resorts.
I also have news that we need to get
Greg,
ATM's husband on.
Wait, who? What?
Well, you know, since Heather wants to contact my old stalker, you know the story about that. She
Yeah.
wanted to have her on the panel and find out, you know, how I do what I do and get my voice and, you know, stuff like that. So I think, you know, turnabout is fair play. And we need to get in touch with Heather's husband and his mistress and have them on our show.
Nice.
No, I'm not joking.
I didn't choked.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? You want to play games, girl? Let's go.
Oh, Evelyn just put her. Can somebody screenshot Evelyn's contact information for me, please? Christina or Heather Nicole. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
Chrissy asked if we could turn up.
The what?
Can we turn up Corey's voice or no? Not that we really want to hear it, but
I have it as loud as it'll go on my end.
I happen to know Greg with two G's.
he was mumbling.
Yeah.
She never said your name on the show growing up. I'm really sorry. Who is that? What's your name? I'll say it right now. I'll make up for your loss on Romper Room. Say my name, say my name. Say my name, say my name.
You're acting kind of shady.
Yeah.
Well, that's the $1 million question.
Courtney is your lady.
Greg,
Of the night.
Anyway, so let's see. Say Corey's name. I see Corey and I see no. We never got to hear my name either. I waited every damn day, every day for her to say my name, and never once did she say my name. I saw a little picture. When a little picture thing comes up like that, does that mean that somebody's snapping a still frame of the thing? Of the live?
Oh
I guess so.
God.
Oh, look who it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, get the fraud team on it, you fucker.
What's with the hat?
Hey, everybody.
I don't know. She looks like she's going to church.
Sorry about the abuse.
The sun is very hot in Jamaica, you know. No, it's probably because of her damn roots, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, D. Meyer.
The abuse? Well, the abuse doesn't end, folks. It just doesn't end. Am I going to do Rogan? I have not been invited. Actually, there was a point where my son is a big fan of Joe Rogan, and he listens to his show, and I guess Joe had apologized to me at one point for not believing my story or something like that. And I guess he had mentioned it on the air, and my kid heard it, and he said, "You should do Joe Rogan." And I said, "Well, I would consider it." But then I guess we tried to book it, and it didn't work out. So if Joe's listening or watching, or somebody's got a line on him, they're welcome to
Oh
make
yeah.
that happen. But
Didn't he do a live? What I left on Thursday. Didn't he do a live like Friday of last week saying he was done? He was handing the torch to other people.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes,
Oh.
we did.
Damn it! That only
So
lasted
did.
a freaking week. And him sitting here talking about his son. I mentioned this on Kim's live yesterday when I jumped on for a few minutes when I was at the airport. When I left Thursday, I knew I needed to get to Illinois to be with my family and see my uncle, and that's where I needed to be at that time. Well, he passed away at 3:39 a.m. that morning. I went back to sleep, woke up in the afternoon, and instantly had anxiety. I need to book a flight home now. I need to get home to my kids. This is the longest I've been away from my kids someone's fan or something's in the background, guys. You know, I need to get home to my kids ASAP because, that's where I'm supposed to be. I'm so used to being with my kids 24/7.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's gone this far. Stace, do you have a fan or something blowing by you?
It's her
No.
speaker. She gets a feedback off of her computer. It's crazy.
Oh.
I've got my headphones in.
Hmm.
So can you turn that speaker off or no?
Maybe you can mute it while you're not talking, honey.
Okay.
Well, she has her headphones in. She
See,
shouldn't.
it stopped.
Oh,
So
wow. That,
I don't
yeah,
know what it is. It's
that
always on her.
sucks.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. And her computer's new too, so I don't get it. Like new to her, right?
She should be able to mute the speaker that's coming out of her computer as long as she has her headphones in. So maybe she can try that. Stace, if you want me to pause at any time, just unmute and let me know, hon.
to be honest, I'm not really planning on doing much more press. Thank you for that kind compliment about us being a nice couple. That was from Lewis. Is that right?
Was that you, Lewis?
65, it looks like. But
Thanks,
anyway,
Lewis.
appreciate it. You killed it, Corey. Bravest dude ever. Thank you. Appreciate it. Who's laughing? What? I think he was laughing at you with other comedians. I don't know what that means. But anyway, so what were we saying? I was saying that I don't know that I really want to do more publicity because doing more publicity. Oh, he was laughing at you. Joe Rogan was saying, "Oh, you're saying they were talking crap." Well, no, we know that he talked crap, but then he apologized for talking crap. So there was actually two different things that Joe Rogan did. So anyway, he did apologize on one of the shows. I heard it, but that's besides the point. Let's not go into that.
There's those damn tree frogs again.
Oh, thank you. Somebody wants to know how to see the movie.
Well, the way you can see the movie right now is by going to mytruthdoc.com. Write it down. mytruthdoc.
Listen to this coming up.
And if you go there right now and you buy a ticket, while we're on live, I will actually say your name and thank you for buying the ticket while we're all here on live. So you'll get an instant shout out here on Twitter just by purchasing a ticket right
He mentions the website.
mytruthdoc.com. Seen it says Bingy? Is that Bingy? Bingy?
Littles?
Bingo Itties. Bingo Little? Bingo Little. Okay. Well, somebody's seen it. That's good. Bummer. Day when you were messed with, now I can't see it. Why can't you see it, Christine Molly Raleigh?
Yeah, you should be able
There's
to
no
see
reason why you shouldn't be able to see it.
Just log in.
If you paid for a ticket, hold on. If you paid for a ticket, the ticket.
Hold on, Courtney. Don't talk out of turn.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
It's still,
Yeah.
if you bought a ticket way back, all you have to do, Christine, is roll in. I'm sorry, log in.
Roll in.
is log in with your original account and it'll access the movie. Now, if for some reason you have a problem, there's two reasons why people might still have a problem. That's right. Everyone who bought a ticket should still be able to watch. So if you had a problem originally, or if you have a problem now, there's two issues that could come up. One, you may not remember your password, in which case all you got to do is say you need a new password, and they send you a new password like any other website. Or number two, some people are having problems because it'll pop up and say it is unavailable to watch, or this website is unavailable, or something like that. If that happens, it's not really a problem. The movie's fine, everything works fine. You just have to enable your cookies. So there's actually a little help thing right at the top of the screen. So like if you get that error message that says it's not going to work,
Oh my
right
God,
above
how
that,
many
there's a little
times does he have to
cookie thing
explain this
that
to
says
his
if you need help,
idiotical
click
fans?
here, and you click on that, and it shows you how to enable cookies from whatever different server you might be using. So if you're using like Internet Explorer, or if you're using I don't know, a Mozilla Foxfire, or just any
It's
of the
Firefox, you
that you might
fucktard.
be using, they have the different ones for all, like, every different option that's up there, and it'll actually teach you if you're using Chrome, or if you're using this one or using that one. Here's how you adjust your cookies so that you can watch the movie. So it should all be very simple. There's no reason in the world why any person can't watch it
Heather.
anywhere in the world. So I just want to clear that up. And as of right now,
He sure is,
it's
Mark.
only still no problems, just excuses. Exactly, Antonia. But as of right now, it is still available, and it will be available through the duration of the weekend. I want to say this, as if you can read in my description. There has been an uptick in sales the last few days.
An uptick.
It's been nice. It's been a surprise,
That
but
starts with a J, that name, Kool-Aid Jimmy.
a little bit of a buzz, a little bit of a build going on around
Bet
the
you got a bit of a buzz, bro.
We've actually sold more tickets in the last few days than we had since really the movie's come back out again.
Grandpa Jack and Heather.
Like the first week at least. So there was a little bit of a jump there, and I think a lot of that has to do. Thank you for seeing the film and loving it, Taylor. Appreciate that. But I think that the reason for that is probably a lot to do with it. Real Truth Campaign is not us. No.
Woo woo, that's us.
A slanderous
Haha.
website, actually. So if you see Real Truth Campaign, please block them, because that's the wolf pack.
Yeah, block the truth, y'all.
Yeah.
If you see that, block it. Don't read anything. Don't read the truth about him.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot. Have we ever said, you guys have to block Corey, you have to block the Feldfest,
No.
you have to block Courtney. Oh, no, we sit here and show their shit because they fucking are their worst enemies, so. Oh.
Trying to basically get in and divert my fans from the actual website.
Kirsty. That's funny.
Yeah, basically
Somebody's
that's what it
saying
is.
that's a troll.
Oh, he's a troll trolling me. Okay, well, whatever. Either way, now you've all heard it, so I'm glad he trolled me. Thanks for trolling, because that actually helps you understand
Kirsty, that's
the way
funny.
they work. This is how they work. They come in and they say things like acting all innocent. Next thing you know, you say exactly what they want you to say, and now you've just promoted their website for them. Ha ha! They
Sure did. Thanks, Corcor.
you got them, because now you know not to ever click on that link if you ever see it, and everybody knows what to block. But anyway,
www.realtruthcampaign.com.
been a bit of an uptake the last 3 days.
What's the update, Cor?
The more people that can see the movie, the more people that can hear about it, the better. And I have noticed, since we started taking down all the fraudulent sites, continue to post, every few days we still get more links on YouTube that we have to take down, more BitTorrent sites that we have to take down, more fraudulent scam sites where they pretend that it's really us and they're stealing our page and selling tickets even and streaming our movie. It's ridiculous, the things that they've done to try and divert people's attention, to discredit me, to try to make me look like the bad guy. It's just stupid. Bought a ticket the night it was hacked. Not disappointed. I knew they were just trying to silence. Thank you for being smarter than the average bear. Yes, my family wants to hear it after I explain what happened to me, which they say never happened. Oh, I'm sorry. There's nothing worse than a family
It's
that's
so
in denial.
common. It's happened to my friends. That happened to a friend in middle school, and I was appalled that her mother didn't even believe her or her sister, and they just basically acted like nothing happened because her father was a politician, and nobody wanted to upset the apple cart. It's just absolutely disgraceful that a parent wouldn't believe a child, because no child would lie about that.
Yeah. Well,
And I'm sorry it happened to you.
that's one of the big misconceptions. And actually,
Oh,
statistically speaking,
I think you
what
put
people
something in the
don't
wrong
really
chat.
understand is that when you're talking about child sex crimes, children don't even know about sex stuff. So how can they make up, lurid details? They don't. And that's the thing, is that 90% of the time, especially if the story is actually coming directly from a child, you know that they're telling the truth. So don't buy into the BS, because it is BS. The only time that, sometimes it may be a fake situation is where you've got a situation where the parents are greedy and they're trying to take advantage of a wealthy
This
celebrity
is a dig.
person, like we know was more than likely the case in the Jordan Chandler situation with Michael Jackson. That was all laid out very clearly, and there were recordings.
oh, you mean like how you threatened to put, say, Michael Jackson abused you because they left your ass in New York?
Yep.
Shit like that, you liar. And victims are supposed to be believed, whether it's a child or whoever, but yet these girls that you abuse, they're not supposed to be believed because it's you. Fucking asshole.
Things of the father saying that he was trying to take advantage of Michael and all that stuff. So this, of course, has nothing to do with the later cases, but of course, that case I think was very clearly proven that it was a money grab, and we know that. So that's all I'm saying, is that there's situations out there where people will, try to put their kids up to doing things for improper reasons, and it's very traumatic for children. It's very damaging for children when they do that, and it's damaging for the person who has to be on the wrong side of it too. So unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that make false claims, and then what happens when a real claim comes along? Nobody believes it. Why? Because the people with the false claims went and messed it up for everybody.
Okay, another point I'd like to make. He's saying all children should be believed. They wouldn't make up stories like that. Well, then how come when someone in this community, Sharon, her daughter made a claim against her grandfather, Sharon's, oh, that's not true. That's not what happened. It wasn't an inappropriate touch. It was, he was touching her stomach because her stomach hurt and shit like that. I mean, this, the woman that he supported to get an RO on me and to make false claims on me.
Everybody. So it's really disturbing, that this happens. But again, we expect it. We expected a lot of these things. We expected the attacks. We expected the character assassinations. We expected the attacks on my career and my credibility. But what I didn't expect was that they would have a way to steal my film, steal the profits, and
Stacy's backstage.
we make it disappear
Okay.
out of the media.
Oh, Christina, don't bother getting I'm not playing their shit about Sharon. That'll be on a separate live. She doesn't get promotion on this channel.
Yeah.
Sorry, hon. She's on the backup channel for reasons. Okay, here we go.
I would have never guessed in a million years.
What stage?
Stacy?
Is that sound gone?
Now it's like roboting or something.
It is. Try leaving and coming back again.
Hold on, let me try to mute you. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. Now it's like a different noise.
The fan sound's
like
gone. Now it's like robotic.
Yeah, now it's like a robot noise.
Okay, I'll leave and come back.
Can you try coming on from your phone?
I'm on my phone now.
Okay, try one more time, honey.
All right.
Okay. Oh, poor Stace. She's got frustrated. I
Yeah,
can hear
I
it in her voice.
know. And her
Aw.
phone, she said, is brand new.
It is. She just got it like a week ago.
Okay, that works, Christina. Go ahead. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
There we go. That's
you're
better.
good.
Hey.
Third
Hey.
time's the charm.
I was like, oh, I can hear it in her voice. She's getting frustrated.
Yeah,
Aw,
I could tell too. It is
you're back.
frustrating.
It is.
You're
Yeah,
good now.
yeah.
Woo, woo.
Stop hacking Stacy, Feldman.
Just to say, because I missed it, thanks for the shout out for the website because now get a lot more traffic.
Absolutely. Take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's play this.
Completely black on this whole topic, which is what they did. I mean, they shut it down. Literally,
The media ghosted him. This is what he's pissed about.
Nobody was talking about it. Do you guys remember like building up to when it came out for years? For years, every time I was on an interview, all anybody would ask me about is, so what about that documentary you're working on? When's that documentary coming out? How's that documentary coming along? Is he really going to do the documentary? We don't think the documentary is even real. We think it's a scam. He's just trying to steal money from his fans. He doesn't intention of even saying the names. If he does put the movie out, he's never going to say the real names. He's just going to cover it up again. All of these things that were said over and over and over about me, and the pressure and the pressure and the pressure. And then the movie comes out all the way up until the minute it came out. The press was all over it. We had so much press at the red carpet at the premiere. It was literally like a line, like a wall of press.
Wow.
And I'm sure there's
Really?
You know where else I've
even
seen
find
it? Hold
videos
on.
all over YouTube where you can see
You know
the
where else I've seen a wall of press on a red carpet? At a Big Brother after party when the season ends at a club in LA. Whoa, there was a bunch of press there. There's actually pictures of me with Getty Images. There was so much press there. Whoa, you're special, Core.
truth backdrop, and there's all these cameras and there's all the press there, and all these giant celebrities showed up and everybody was there. It was a big event. And then
Ron Jeremy, don't forget he was there.
Names were revealed.
Yep.
It was like a gag order was put over the entire world because
There was no gag order. You didn't name any new names, okay? And there was a thing the world was going through called a pandemic that, was more important. Sorry, well, shouldn't say it's more important. It's not more important than kids getting abused, but it wasn't. He didn't put out any new information, and he's putting information out on Corey Haim when Corey Haim's not even here to tell his story. And and you have no credibility. You're lucky you got the press you did before the film, but you sat there and promised and that you were going to show real evidence. You didn't fucking show anything. So you should be lucky there wasn't any press, because they probably would have tore your shit apart and you would have been in the fetal position crying again in your house. Sorry.
nobody talked about it in the media again. Nothing. You know how, like, okay, Ron Jeremy was arrested the other day, right?
Yep.
Everybody's talking about that. Oh my God,
Your buddy.
arrested, all these all these sex abuse charges against him, and then it's all over the news and everybody's talking about it. But we come out with accusations about somebody that I would think is a lot more popular and a lot more famous than Ron Jeremy, and yet it's not all over the news.
Because you did not have a victim saying, this is what Charlie did to me. It was all hearsay.
Exactly.
That is why. No, you said, Feldman, these are your own words. You said, oh, after this movie's out, all these other victims are going to come forward with claims against this actor. We're just getting the ball rolling. It's going to be the next Weinstein case, blah, 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 blah. But not one other person has come forward and has said Charlie Sheen abused me when I was a child.
No, they haven't.
That's the fucking difference.
Nobody's talking about it. Nobody wants to say Charlie Sheen's name in public. Why is that? Why are they so afraid?
Because nobody believes you.
Charlie Sheen?
Straight up.
What is it exactly that he holds over them that keeps them silent, or that makes them feel that they need to protect him? It's very interesting, don't you think?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, who's even bigger than Charlie Sheen was fucking Weinstein. And people came forward for that. They weren't scared. You know, well, I'm sure they were scared, but they still came forward. You know, I'm sure he had stuff that he could have had over their heads and whatever else. Like, the reason why no one's talking about Charlie abusing them is because he didn't abuse Haim. And, you know, there's no other allegations made against him besides your nonsense.
Exactly.
Oops.
Well, why was
hidden?
Christy Cameron
I think that's
hidden?
an
Yeah.
accident.
Did
Should she be
somebody
unhidden?
unhide her? Yeah, hold on. I need to get. Shoot. Can somebody unhide her for me? Wait, maybe
That
I
was
can
an
do it.
accident, I'm sure.
Unhide. Okay, I did that. Just wait, what happened? Did I miss something?
What, on the video?
Hold on. Okay, sure. All right. I think I'm assuming that was an accident.
I think it probably was too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would think by now there should have been like a Time's Up Charlie type, hashtag trending or something.
I prefer Times
Oh,
Up Corey as well.
Sorry, someone in The Real Truth, Bobby's old channel, in the chat wrote, if anyone is protected, it's Feldman. No press is covering the Angels allegations.
Amen.
Exactly.
Mindy Robinson.
Right. Yes.
God love her.
But everybody stay tuned. More and more and more will come out. Yeah, okay, there's Heather Nicole. It was an accident that you were hitting, Christy. It's all good.
That's what we thought, honey.
Exactly. Christy says, what did Dominic have over Feldman?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Investigative journalists maybe taking on the story and just saying, should we dig in and find out if there's something to it? I mean, geez, if this video has been going around for 30 years and Corey's put together a film with 7 eyewitnesses who all heard the exact same story directly.
Whoa. Eyewitnesses? Were they really eyewitnesses to the crime?
No, they weren't. How was Gina an eyewitness? How was Lindsay an eyewitness? How was his son an eyewitness?
Right. Feldman has told the story that it was just him and Haim in the room. Blah, blah, blah. What about all of Haim's ex-girlfriends, all of Haim's ex-fiancés, all of Haim's family, all of Haim's real friends that, he grew up with back in Canada? They all have the same story, that it was Dominic that's all Haim said, that it was Dominic that abused him. But no. Everyone's supposed to take your word when you held on the names for fucking 30 years. And, like he just said, that rumor's been out there for 30 years. And it's still, with that rumor out there, no one else has come forward. No one.
And, Charlie's been quite forthcoming with things that he's done. He's admitted pretty much everything.
Right.
So,
yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's play this again.
Who was the victim? Don't you think maybe it's worth opening an investigation? And why in God's name would my union, Screen Actors Guild,
here we go.
investigation?
Pay attention, SAG.
when I went to the president, Gabrielle Carteris, and asked her to do exactly that. Don't you find it interesting
Here we
that she
go.
never opened that investigation? And yet, when the Wolfpack sends her a letter to talk about me, even though they're not members of our union in any way, I made a complaint about a union to union event, union member affected by another union member. But that was an adult abusing a child. And yet they make a false claim about me and they're willing to look at that. So
Pause it.
God, I was going to.
I have something to say about that. You know, it's really pissing me off how Feldman keeps saying that this is false allegations. Just because there's no victim come forward doesn't mean there's no victim. We know who the victim is. We're protecting her identity because she's not ready to come forward.
Victims.
Yeah, more than one. Repeat it. And there's one that's not ready to come forward yet. And, you know, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. So stop saying that, Feldman.
Yeah, and you're saying, oh, I went, went to the union and made a claim against Charlie and they're not looking into it. First of all, how do you know what they're looking into and not looking into, okay? Second of all, you're not the person saying, oh, Charlie Sheen did this to me. You're saying, oh, hold on,
What?
guys. I just realized I had another message in my inbox on Instagram.
Oh,
Oh,
that's good.
With a phone number.
That's great.
yes.
Yep.
Okay, good. Tell
So,
us that.
just wait, Feldman, because like I said, I just went on Instagram to send somebody a link to something, and they just sent me their phone number, and I'm gonna respect their privacy, and I have respected privacy this
Yep.
time until they're ready to talk. So, but anyways, you don't know what SAG is looking into, and again, you're not saying, "Oh, Charlie Sheen did this to me." You're saying, oh, my friend told me, 11 years ago that Sheen did this to him.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have any evidence or proof of him. I don't have it in a text, in an email, in any conversation.
Hearsay bullshit.
I don't have another person to say, oh, yeah, Haim told me this. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So
Yeah.
there's multiple victims of yours that have spoken, and there's more coming forward that are going to speak. This is just the beginning. The first domino has fallen, and the rest are falling right after that one.
Amen.
Oh, yes.
Can't wait.
And can I just say that we will continue to respect your privacy because, unlike him, we don't believe in telling someone else's story.
That's right.
Right. Whether
Well
they're,
said.
alive, not alive, deceased, whatever, it's a third party, this, that, or other. We're not going to tell their story until they say it's okay to tell their story and put it out there.
That's being
Girls, I
respectful.
don't know if you can.
Yep, we can do whatever.
Okay, well. All right, let me get back to YouTube. Wow, wow. Okay, I can't say too much. I'm just excited.
I'm gonna read
Okay. All right, let me play.
there's a problem there. That's all I'm saying. There's a problem there. And I hope that the problem isn't within the inner
Excellent.
of the machine. You know what I'm saying? Because there may be a much bigger problem. So I'm examining all of this because I joined on to the sexual harassment committee in SAG to be a part of that team to make changes. And if they're not even willing to hear what I have to say, then what's the point?
If you want to make changes, stop what you do.
These thoughts to the table.
You know what?
I can't make a difference.
That was the phone
phone
call I just got when I went live.
Pedophile, then there's a
Can you call them back and we'll
Oh, I'm going to afterwards.
It's just
Okay.
more bureaucracy and more hypocrisy.
We need to listen to this
and
part.
should make protecting children one of its top priorities, if not its top priority, if it's choosing to work with children, And I hope it's not just because it's inconvenient, or I hope it's just because it's inconvenient and it's not something else, because that would be truly, truly heartbreaking.
Something more nefarious,
Yeah.
like they're purposely allowing the cover up to happen. We're not making any allegations here. We're just saying it doesn't look good when you've got a guy who's laying out the laws. And you know what? I know last week when I did my live video, they cut off, right? Conveniently enough, my phone died. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. How much battery power?
Ironically, it does actually.
Yeah.
No way of telling. But let me put it this way, okay? Last week I was trying to lay out the guidance and the principles of the ideals for the laws that need to be changed. These were the things that I was planning on proposing through Kids 2. Okay. Now, Kids 2 is the name of the children's rights movement that we helped create. Wait, look, somebody just bought a ticket. It's Tara Pringle. Tara Pringle, thanks for bringing the chips and
I
buying a
believe
ticket
so,
for Mom's Fish
HM.
Doc. Are you on there, Tara? Are you there? Yeah, I think that must be you with all the hearts. Anyway, thanks for buying a ticket, Tara. We appreciate you and we love you. Now back to my earlier recorded message. So what I'm saying is,
He's
in
so
the middle of last week's Twitter live that we did, I decided that I was going to lay out all of the guidelines that I wanted to propose. Didn't happen. Okay.
okay. His phone dies because for some reason there's no way for him to tell when what his battery is at. So here's the second one. Again, under fair use and doing commentary.
Yes.
I'm back. Guess who's back?
Copyright again.
Yeah.
Can't sing Eminem. Are you fucking kidding me?
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Oh wow.
How embarrassing.
She's the worst.
Hey, I've created a monster. Nobody wants to see Shady no more. I'm chopped liver. No, I'm just
They want
hey,
shady and chopped liver.
right.
That's what it is.
Got just about everybody back. Sorry about that. Isn't that funny how that happened exactly at the right time? I just had said
He's such a paranoid schizophrenic.
He is.
battery, and we don't want that to happen again. And I better lay out all of the lines that need to be spoken.
Nobody cares about your ideas, Corey. Put it that way.
Proposing for the union. So I guess it's best.
How is going on a panel saying that, saying what the law should be? Actually do something about it. Like, you joined Child USA and the laws that people have been working on for fucking a decade, trying to get changed, and you jump down at the last minute and then, take all the credit for it. Going on and saying, oh, this is what I propose. You need to actually take the action. Actions louder than words. Take the actions to do those things. Why haven't you already taken those actions if it's all about saving the kids? Why didn't you take the money you earned and start a program in Hollywood for,
Oh, he talks about that coming up. There's a couple points that I want to make about it, but we'll wait till we get there. I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
I start this from scratch once again, right at the top of this thing. The other thing I want to inform you is, hey, Corey, could you do me a favor and grab the other phone, because we're not going to be able to see if anybody buys tickets, because now I'm using this other phone. Anyway, so I'm going to go grab the other phone, because now we had to switch over to this phone so that we have to be able to see the tickets coming in, so that way I can still say thank you if anybody happens to purchase a ticket while we're on live. And by the way, hi, Ashley. Huh? Who's Ashley? Anyway, so what we're going to do is have the other phone handy, so that way if by chance somebody orders a ticket in the next, say, 10 minutes or so, we can give you a shout out and say thank you so much for ordering a ticket. So we've got that back up and running as of now. So if you buy a ticket,
I'm excited, Susie, about that.
personal shout out. Say thank you so much for buying a ticket. By the way, the one was just purchased by Ryan Anthony Dixon, I believe. Is that right?
What if I would have gone on there and
Ryan
bought a
Anthony
ticket? Would he have
Dixon
said my name?
at
I was thinking that last night. I almost did just for the shits of it.
earlier today.
Shits and
Never mind.
giggles.
Just got a free shout out. Forget it. Thank God it's Friday. That's all I can say. All right, so let me get to this. The reason why. Oh, there we go. T. Pringle, Tara Pringle. That's who just bought a ticket. Thank you to Tara Pringle for buying a ticket, and also.
Oh my God, Green Pony says ticket.
Vasquez, Barbara Vasquez. Thank you, Barbara Vasquez, if you're watching, for buying a ticket. We appreciate you and we love you. Now, if you want to watch the movie, you can watch it right now at mytruthdoc.com. You can buy a ticket right now, pay-per-view, VOD, and we will give you a shout out and say thank you while we're on live. Now, that said, it's only on for 4 more days. It's over on Monday. I'm deciding if there's any reason to keep it going. But regardless of what happens, and I don't know, I think this is really it, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it's worth extending for another week or two.
Or till his birthday.
We'll talk about that in a minute. God bless you for saying it's the best $20 you ever spent.
Aw,
It's very sweet of you.
so sweet.
So sad. Summerfest was canceled.
So delusional.
Summerfest. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're still celebrating. Listen, let's talk about these rules before I get cut off again. So these are the laws, and they're very simple. Okay, I want everybody to listen very clearly. Okay, if you're a member of the SAG-AFTRA union, then you will know right away that these laws are easy to implement. It takes nothing, no extra finance, no extra budgetary requirements, no extra provisions required. Simple, basic, change the laws. Okay, here we go. Ready for this? Very simple. Here's what I was going to propose. Number one, all children must be supervised while in the workplace or in anything to do with any part of the industry. So, child who works for the entertainment industry, you must get a work permit. Okay, it's not like being an adult where you can just get a job and show up at your work. As a child, you are required to get a work permit by the state of California or whatever state you happen to be filming in. You have to get a work permit. And in order to get that work permit, there's certain standards and requirements that you have to meet. You have to have a health inspection and a health checkup. You have to be insured medically. And you also have to go through a series of tests, both be it your physical, you have to go through obviously the auditioning process, you have to go through a wardrobe fitting, you have to go through makeup tests. There's all these level of tests and things that you have to go through to get a job. And one of those things that you have to do is get a work permit. And in order to get a work permit, you have to have a C average. You can never get worse than a C average in your grades in school, or they will not issue you a work permit. You also have to get 4 hours of school every day on the set, and they have.
So is he telling us what the rules are? I thought he was supposed to be telling us what he proposes they change. I mean, maybe he'll
This
get
is what
there.
he
Let's
was.
see.
Yeah.
To supply a teacher. But did you know that the law, the way that they state it right now, is that teacher is basically the guardian. They're the eyes and ears of the set. They're the ones that are supposed to make sure the children are safe. Did you know that all they require by California law is 1 teacher per 10 children? Okay, now I know that may not sound like a big deal to you because schools and classrooms all the time, there's a lot more kids than that. But here's the deal. In a classroom, the kids got to stay in the classroom. On a set, you may have 2 or 3 kids going off to shoot. And then you've got another kid going off to wardrobe. And then you've got another kid going off to, the special effects department or the sound department. And then you've got 3 kids in the school trailer. Who's going to stay with all those kids? What happens with all of that? I'll tell you what happens. No supervision. Okay. Again, very simple.
Well, I'm sure a lot of parents, like Judy did, stay on set with their freaking kid. Just because
Right.
your mom and your dad didn't doesn't mean that other people. I've had many people tell me how hold on. That Judy was always on the set with Corey. And I thought I was told that like you had to have a guardian on the set if your parent weren't there. I thought that was a rule too, because
I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure.
that's why Dominic wasn't Dominic like Feldman's guardian on set for a bit.
I'm not sure, but I
Where
think
I
these
heard
rules
that.
already exist, if I'm not mistaken, within the Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah.
Very simple fix. And that simple fix is a child cannot be allowed anywhere allowed around the workplace without adult, and not just adult supervision. Let me be very clear. A mother or father, a legal guardian for that child, meaning it has to either be their mother or their father or their legal court assigned guardian or guardian. That's it. Okay. That's the only way that they should be allowed in the workplace. And when I say the workplace, I'm not just specifically talking about on the set. I'm talking about the casting process. I'm talking about the publicity events. I'm talking about the meet and greets and the schmooze parties and the wrap parties and the after parties, photo shoots and the interviews and the team magazines and all of it, all of it, start to finish, beginning to end. Every time your child walks into a place of business or a work environment, you need to be there. You need to be there to supervise your kid. And the law must state that a child should not be allowed into any sort of work environment without their legal parent or guardian present. That's law number one. That must be installed, must be initiated, and it must be implemented into the SAG bylaws. Okay, that's number one. Number two, every child working in an environment is
Oh,
supposed to be safe. And every family that has a child is supposed to know that that child is safe. So, how can we know a child is safe? And the best way to know that is by making sure that the people that the child is around are safe to be around children. How's the best way to do that? Well, that's easy. Somebody just bought a ticket. Thank you to Michael Vance for buying a ticket. God bless you, Michael Vance. We definitely appreciate you. Thank you, Michael, for buying the ticket tonight. Hope you enjoyed the film. The best way to know who your child is around is to do mandatory background tests. That's right. They should be doing mandatory background checks on every single person that's on a set, period, or that's allowed to work around a child in any capacity. Whether you're a manager, a publicist, an agent, a photographer, whatever, you should be vetted out and have a full background check before you can do
I hate to
what?
admit, but I agree with him here.
Any environment.
I do too. It's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let me just say one thing. California law already exists. There's already a law, which we point out in my movie, My Truth Doc. If you go watch the movie, you'll see that we talk about it. There's a law that was already implemented, and it's a California state law, which says that there must be full background checks on all employees. All employees. Well, guess what, SAG? I've got news for you. I've never taken a background check when I went on a set.
I don't think this part's going to go over well.
In fact, when I was in with my committee, all of us on that sexual harassment committee passed it around and said, "Were you ever given a background check? No. Were you ever given a background check? No. Well, what about the Producers Guild? Well, what about the Directors Guild? What about the Writers Guild? What about the Teamsters Union? No. None of them have ever done background checks or given background checks for any employee for the sets of California. That's crazy. I want to thank Angel Rourke for buying a ticket. Thank you, Angel Rourke. God bless you. Thanks for buying a ticket.
I'm pretty sure they don't have to tell you that they're doing a background check.
Can you believe what I'm talking about, people?
Hold
Do you
on,
hear
let
me
me
now?
pause
Do you
it,
hear what I'm
Stacey.
saying to you?
What you saying, hun?
So I'm pretty sure they haven't got to tell you they're doing a background check. They'll just do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They don't have to tell you. No. This is like any a
No.
lot of jobs will do background checks on you. You don't have to okay it.
No.
Yeah.
So
My brother's job, because of the stuff that he does, like he has such a high security clearance, like they actually had people come to Illinois and like interview family members and old friends of his and all that.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's mandatory over here. See.
Yeah.
Well, and even my job requires a clear background.
Right.
Back.
Yeah.
There's such simple laws. It doesn't take a rule book. It doesn't take $1 million of influence. It doesn't take legislation to, jump through hurdles to get these things implemented. These are very basic laws that can be changed easily to protect the child. And now let me give you one more. How about this one, folks? Did you know that even though a child has to get a work permit at the age of, say, 3, like I did when I had to work starting at 3, because that's when I started working. And even though I started working at 3 and had
Can you
to get,
pause that for a sec?
do you know that actors?
Yes.
As we listen to this, I just want you to keep in mind that the committee he is on is for sexual harassment. Now, as he continues on with point 3, I want you to wonder and ask yourself, what does this have to do with that particular committee? Because it has no bearing on. Okay.
Okay.
When they retire, they get a pension, just like any other job. Well, did you know that they get that pension just like anybody else at 65 years old? But there's a caveat. If you want to get your pension early, you can get an early retirement and lose
No
50%
shit.
of your pension, 50% of your retirement, and get it at 55. Okay?
Yeah.
So you can either get it at 65 for your full retirement, or you
Welcome
can
to
get
the
it
real
at
world,
55
Feldman.
for your partial retirement. Now that sounds pretty normal, right? But now let's look at this. Since the entertainment industry is the only industry in the world that allows children to be permitted to work, the only industry that you're allowed to be a 5-year-old kid and come to work every day, okay? Why is it that a child at 3 years old has to get their work permit, but they do not get to retire after 35 years like every other human being on this planet in the world? Did you know that? Did you know that every other human being, this is what they do? They go to school.
My husband can't retire at his job after working 35 years. He has to wait until a certain age or he loses, part of his benefits.
This
How
is the
the
way the
fuck
world
would you
works.
know, fucking Feldman? You haven't ever worked for you haven't worked a normal job a day in your life.
Really sure what his real intention is. He's getting there. But it's just,
Okay.
what does this have to do with anything? I don't get it.
Yeah.
School till they're 18, generally speaking. Of course, there's exceptions, but they go till they're 18. They get into college. They go to college from 18 to 23 or 24 or 25. And then they move on and they have their profession, and they start their profession anywhere from 25 to 30 years old, and they're expected to work for 30 or 35 years, correct? This is the game plan. This is what we all do. Everybody
I'm gonna
starts
go grab a
working
drink, you
around
guys. I'll
20,
be right back.
22,
Okay.
Okay.
build up their equity, and they're prepared for their retirement at 60 or 65. That's the way the world works for every human. It's called human rights, civil rights, equal rights. Well, guess what? I worked for, let's see, it's been almost 50 years It's been almost 50 years.
How is it?
Guess what? I still got to wait
Because he started at 3, right?
15 years.
But he's 48.
I know, but that's his math, right?
Is that fair? Is it fair that a child should be expected to work for 60 to 65 years before they can get their retirement? So you're telling me that
Oh,
it's okay
mother
for
effer, hold
kids
on.
that are basically slave children because they're having to work as children instead of getting to live the child life experience and the growing experience, but instead of having those family times, they're out there slaving away and working away for a living.
What does this have to do with
Right.
sexual harassment?
The fair thing to do
Nothing.
would be to
Exactly.
tell people that when they
It's about him wanting money.
5 years old,
Right. Thank you.
30 or 35 years, that they can actually retire if they have made a living for themselves and they've got enough equity put away. They should be able to get
Sorry,
an
do I
early
need to
retirement
pause it?
like me.
No.
And I should
Okay.
not have to worry about all
Basically,
this.
just getting to his point of that he wants money from his union.
Wait, what?
He's basically getting to the point that he feels he deserves to retire now. He's showing his cards. That, he's been in this industry for almost 50 years, even though he's 48 and started at age 3. That it's not fair that if he wanted to take an early retirement at 55, that he would have a penalty. So basically, he's saying, he feels entitled. So it has absolutely nothing to do with sexual harassment, which is the committee that he's on. This point is totally moot. It means nothing because it's not even pertaining to what he's talking about. Like, he's a fucking idiot.
Yes, he is.
Mhm.
Okay, here we go.
My time, I paid my dues. But that's just not the way it works. That's not the way it works for kids in Hollywood. And people think that kids in Hollywood have the easy life, right?
You do.
They think that they're so pampered and that they
Spoon fed.
silver spoon in their mouth and it's all sunglasses and autographs. Well, let me tell you something. That ain't how it works, folks. Okay? The way it works is children are the forgotten voice. Period. Their voice doesn't count. My voice doesn't count. We are discriminated against. I want to thank Justin Ferguson for buying a ticket. Thank you, Justin Ferguson. God bless you.
No, people's voices are heard in the industry, and that's been proven, especially in the last year. But when it's someone like you, Feldman, who has no credibility, who has been threatening to expose people for fucking decades, but, wanted to write a book, wanted to do this, blah, 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 all this, wanted $10 million to make a movie, then you promise it's going to be a huge name that no one's heard of, and it was all horse shit. It was all horse shit, bullshit, whatever kind of shit.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you for watching this, and thank you for purchasing a ticket right now on mytruthdoc.com. God bless you, brother. I hope you enjoy the film, and I hope it speaks to you. This is why I do what I do, folks.
Spoke to me, all right.
Because the things that I'm talking about, they're not radical, are they? Are they? I'm not asking for rocket science. I'm not asking for radical changes in the Constitution. I'm not trying to become a dictator or doing something that can enhance my worth in this damn business.
Yeah,
No,
you are.
it's selfless.
Absolutely.
It's all selfless. I don't stand.
If it was selfless, you would have just named the names years ago. You dumb fuck.
To gain anything from these changes. I just want to see kids protected. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that's what my truth talk is all about.
Everybody wants to see kids protected. Nobody wants to see kids hurt except for the sickos that are out there hurting kids. But you have proven that this isn't about kids. You were supposed to do a documentary exposing all these pedophiles, and half the documentary was about us. Give me a fucking break. You're so strapped for cash, but yet you fly out 2 people out there and have them in your documentary for less than 60 seconds to talk about us. You have a damn whiteboard to talk about the fucking Wolfpack and Bobby and Judy. You look ridiculous. Never mind. Oh, I got ran over by freaking monster trucks. Oh, I got syringed and da 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 da. That, like, the only other crazy person that makes claims like him is Aaron Carter that I'm aware of, and he's got zero credibility also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kids 2 is all about. And I can't wait until the day where I have enough money to start the Kids 2 org. And if there's any people out there that have passion, that have a heart,
You had the money to do it.
Listen to this point he's making right now. He wants more money, you guys.
Okay, hold on.
that really want to make a difference in the world, contact me. Let's put some funds together. Let's get some budgets together, and let's start a private nonprofit where we can actually start a shelter. We can have a call center and a hotline to help kids.
I remember us saying that at the very start of this, that's what he should do. Instead, that he should just name the names and take the money and start a center like that. And so now he's saying that's what he wants to do.
Yeah. Well, this is his next cash grab, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are on the street to help kids who feel like they don't have a voice or a choice or a place to go. We can do this. We can do better. And if I can't get the help through my union, then I will find another way. So, when I talk about giving up, look, I'm never going to give up on kids. I'm never going to give up on kids. I'm never going to give up on God's children. And I'm never going to give up on God. So you can't
give up on your own kid.
Now, that said, how much more abuse can I get? I don't know. And I don't know if it's worth it for me to keep this movie out. I don't know if it goes away for a while.
Oh, yeah, you keep saying that.
It's relevant again.
It always
I
switches.
just don't know. But I'm listening to your voices. Started Ticket Watch yesterday. Had to do a whole meditation healing. Thank you for caring. God bless you. Thank you. I'm glad that it spoke to you, and I hope that it helped in some way.
Yes, they do. Thought police.
Exactly, Marilyn.
You have a business BA. Well, that's awesome. What are you going to help with? What can we do? Create the foundation. You want to help me put it together?
Was that another accident?
Corey and Courtney are great humanitarians. Thank you. God bless you. Keep it up, brother. God bless you. We love you guys.
Baby Wolf in training. I think you were accidentally timed out, hon.
The peeps.
I can't.
Well,
you're just gonna have to wait the 300 seconds.
Thank everybody
I'm sorry
for supporting us, and obviously, if he needs to take a break, it's just for everybody's best interest, and especially his own. And it's not fair for him.
This next part, probably 7-8 minutes, is going to get interesting.
In the positions that should be stepping up to supporting him. So it's very disappointing for us to see this all playing out. But is it any surprise when this has been going on for so long that we're seeing it play out? Not really. But we are hopeful that the changes that need to be made will be made, and that people will step up.
Oh, well, why aren't you guys trying to do that? Why are you guys off in Jamaica, staying in fucking Jamaica? Why aren't you in America going to the press, trying to raise awareness? Why didn't you say these things when you were out there promoting your movie? No, it was the movie. It's not even a movie. The documentary.
Mm-hmm.
The right thing. And it's just something's got to give. Can't keep allowing this. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Of course you don't, because you don't have a script in front of you.
I'm gonna take a drink.
Right. So once the camera goes back to Corey, they're going to start talking about the union and Gabrielle, and I think this is the part that SAG would find particularly interesting because,
Maybe someone should clip this
Sorry.
part so we can blast it on Twitter.
Oh, Dreadful is already on it.
Someone says, are there any actual union laws protecting the kids with SAG?
Well, that's an interesting point you bring
Here
up,
we go.
because I can tell you the reason why I was there in the first place is because I was alerted to the fact that there has not been any significant changes in the laws, in the bylaws, to the California SAG handbook, law book, the bylaws which we go by in the union. There's not been any significant changes made in the Department of Children's Rights or Protection for Children at all since 2012. That was the last time that there was actually any changes made to the SAG bylaws for children. And even through the breadth of the Me Too movement, with all of the things that happened, all the people that have come forward, all the significant changes that have happened, and all the new laws that have been implemented to protect women, and even to address sex issues as far as like working with sex scenes or nudity. They have things now called intimacy coordinators which they've implemented, so they've made accommodations and adjustments to try and help protect the women from sexual abuse and sexual assault, which is great. But once again, the children are being overlooked. So no, nothing has been changed in the laws to protect the children since 2012. And that's why I've been in there trying to get this stuff on the books, to try and get it implemented. And so far, to this point, as far as I know they just did the negotiations with the Producers Guild for the new contracts, and none of the things that I brought to the table were even addressed. So there you have it. I'm sad.
This is the part that Gabrielle is going to want to hear coming up.
Of course, they should be changing the laws to protect kids too. Of course, they should. That's the whole point. But they don't care.
They don't care.
It's not like the committee that I'm on doesn't care, because all of the people on that board, all the people on that committee are victims or survivors, I should say, because they're not victims, they're survivors. But everybody from Jonathan Shaish to Matthew Modine to Rosanna Arquette to Pam Guest, Elliot Gould. I mean, brilliant actors, brilliant people. Jessica Biels, Jennifer Biels. Sorry, not Jessica Biels. But just all the great people who are working together on this committee. Jessica Barth is another one.
No, it's just an accident, baby.
All survivors and all great women. Frances Fisher. And that's why I joined that committee. I joined that committee because I knew that they had the right intention and they were good people with good hearts. And unfortunately, the problem is,
here we go.
They don't make the choices. That committee puts their best efforts together to implement new laws and new structure and put things in place, and everything's got to go for a vote. And the person that's dominating the entire union is the president, and her name is Gabrielle Carteris. Some of you may remember her from The Surreal Life. She was so pleasant and sweet on that show. For any of you who remember, she was just a doll. So anyway, that's the woman who's now Frances is actually a lovely woman.
He's asking good chair.
On the other hand, well, I reserve my comments. But that said, this is the same woman that was on Surreal Life with me, and she is the president of SAG now. And basically, she's the one who's.
Wait, so he's saying that she was on the Surreal Life with him and that she was so sweet and kind on that show, but yet when other reality TV shows he's done and it shows the real him of being a liar, a manipulator, a scammer, a con artist, everything else, that's all freaking edited, right? But
yeah,
She's the one who should be making a difference, but she's not. And she invited me to her office to make a difference. And that still never happened. She never implemented any of the things I brought to the table and really doesn't want to hear what I have to say. So for that reason, I don't know that I should even be a part of the committee anymore.
Pause it.
Go on.
Go ahead.
This isn't going to help his cause. This is what I wanted Gabrielle to hear, this part specifically, and we've already got it clipped. You know, you're talking about the president of the SAG union. That isn't going to help
Right.
you. Going against your own union can actually get you disbarred.
I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Okay. So, you know, what he's actually doing is he's encouraging people. He's letting people know specifically that it's Gabrielle Carteris is the one who is responsible for the decisions. And he is encouraging people in a subtle way, laying the breadcrumbs as he likes to do, to get people to go after her and say, oh, poor Corey, why aren't you listening to Corey? Why is nobody paying attention to Corey? No, that's not what this is about. This isn't about a popularity contest. This is about a person who doesn't have credibility, who was brought up on the same charges or allegations, I should say, because at this point in time, they're allegations, they're not charges. I apologize, I correct myself. He had the same allegations on the same committee that he's trying to fight for. It's a bad look. You know what I mean? It's very simple.
Yeah.
And for him to sit there and say, oh, she's not doing anything that I brought to the table. Do you realize there's procedures for stuff? So you don't know what the hell she's doing or what
Right.
she's trying to do. Oh, okay. Should I play it again?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm frustrated and I'm exasperated, guys. That's the bottom line. I don't think that I don't think my voice is being heard. I feel like I've been discriminated against.
Oh,
And I feel like with the whole Me Too movement, you know, they're worried about protecting women and they're worried about the sexual assault and the sexual harassment that's out in the open because it's obvious. But when it comes to the children and what's happening, they don't want to admit it. They don't want to talk about it. I'm sorry, I don't like Gabby. I have to say what I feel. Who's that?
That's Heather.
You have the right to your opinion. You know, this isn't about who I like and who I don't like, though. You know, it's about whatever it takes to help the children.
About protecting kids.
That's what it's
and
about.
getting the job
It's
done.
not personal, you know, and it shouldn't be personal. It should be about fixing things and fixing the laws to protect children. And if you have a position where you have the capability of doing something, why wouldn't you do whatever it takes? Why wouldn't you do whatever it takes? And why would you, you know, use an excuse like a distraction to prevent you from doing the right thing when you know the truth? You know the truth. So anyway, whatever. I'm done with that. But I just don't know at this point if I want to go on with any of it. I don't know if it's worth it. I feel like I should just back out and let somebody else take over. And I don't know, but I do appreciate the fact that the ticket sales have had an uptick because it means that people are trying to show support, and that means something. So I thank you for that. And I guess we're gonna have to decide. What do you guys think? Is it worth it? Should we keep it up for another week? Should we keep it up till my
just
birthday?
keep it up forever. I mean, Jesus Christ, you keep switching it. No,
Or
just
should we
fucking
just let it go?
whatever. You're ridiculous.
I think I'm gonna do a poll over the weekend.
Oh,
I'm gonna do one of those poll things on Twitter and see what you think. It's just, here's the deal. I know it's easy to say, yeah, keep it up, but again, that means, you know, there's going to be more attacks. It's going to be more of the same. And all the while, I just pray that somebody that actually can make a difference happens to watch it and finally steps up with their big boy pants on and says, you know what, Corey, it's time. You deserve justice. You deserve a break. You deserve support. You deserve help. You deserve something.
yeah, you feel like you're owed something. Like I've always said, you're not owed shit.
I would love to see that happen. Anyway, I love you guys. Have anything else you want to say?
Love you guys. Thank you for your support. We love you guys.
Love you very much. Please enjoy the movie while you can. It's out there. My Truth, mytruthdoc.com. R.I.P. to Joel Schumacher. Very sad.
Sorry, Tom said he is going to do a poll. I thought his wife normally did that. She's so confused right now.
Good one.
Hilarious.
To lose him this week. It's been a tough week. But I am glad to have my son here with me. That's nice.
His son isn't there with him, by the way.
A bit more.
Did he just say that?
He said his son's
Yep.
there, but here's a funny story about that is he's actually with Susie, and there was a post out about her new husband saying thank you for being a great father to our kids. You know what I mean? The picture that he shared with Zen was actually
It's
from
from
last
Hawaii.
year in Hawaii. Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, it is. So that's
Oh, I gotta hear that. I mean, let's say his son is out there. Why the fuck would you fly him out there? Like, go back to what. There's must be some reason he's not coming back here.
I swear he's in hiding from the people that he
Oh,
owes
I think
money
so.
to, from the creditors that he's borrowed money from. He's probably hasn't paid his rent in the time that he's been gone. Now that's an assumption. I don't know that for a fact. So let me just throw that out there. That's my guess. And I just think that he's hiding and he's scared. Because why else would he be gone this long? It makes no sense.
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't.
I mean, on July 9th or 10th, it's going to be 4 months since he's been gone.
That's crazy. Like, I couldn't even
Yeah.
stay away from my dog that long, never mind a kid. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I was going nuts being away from my kids for a week.
Yeah. I couldn't
And
imagine.
they were like out having fun and, in San Francisco, sightseeing and doing fun things. And I was still like, I have to get home. I mean, I could have stayed there, I could have stayed another week. My dad was actually coming into town this weekend to buy my sister and, whatever else. But it was like, no, I needed to get back home to my kids and my husband because, like, that's my job is, running
Yeah.
this household and taking care of the kids and my husband.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. I rewinded it a little bit so I could hear him say
Please
that.
enjoy the movie while you can. It's out there. My Truth, mytruthdoc.com. R.I.P. to Joel Schumacher. Very sad to lose him this week. It's been a tough week. But I am glad to have my son here with me. That's nice. So that makes things a little bit more digestible. But anyway, I had a nice Father's Day with my kid. That was nice.
The body seems so depressed, liar.
I'm just trying to keep my head up. And I guess I got to decide if Monday's the final day or if it's worth trying for another couple weeks. I don't know. But I want to hear what you have to say. So give me your comments. Give me your thoughts. I love you guys. God bless you.
It's like he's waiting for the stuff with COVID and whatever else to stop, to calm down, and then he thinks like the media is going to talk about it. Like that's why he keeps wanting his film out there. And all means, keep it out there, please. Keep it out there as long as you fucking want, because I don't think at any point the media is going to talk about it because you're freaking crazy and have no credibility. Hey, 681.
Good point. So his son can get into the country, but he can't get out.
He can get out. I found flights for him. I even posted them on Twitter for him. There were flights. That was like 2 weeks ago I found flights for him.
Have a safe and healthy weekend and be safe with the COVID out there. Oh my God, it's everywhere. Please stay indoors. Put a mask on for God's sakes. Don't listen to that president telling you not to
Says
do
the
it.
guy who won't even wear a condom.
Oh, they lost audio. Bye. Okay, let's see if he's got any recent tweets. Let's see. Oh, let me refresh this page. Only 4 days left, finally. Sure. Okay, no.
Why would he lie about that? Why would he lie about anything? Make himself not look bad, right?
So is it going to be Final Friday Feldman part 100 every Friday? It's going to go fucking wild.
Yeah.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
No, nothing at this point.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, what happened
Okay,
the
hold
one
on.
time?
I gotta say the descriptions and choreography were dramatically different, as in details to the retelling. It's a little bizarre. Couldn't help but notice Core say he shot up in a book with Dave Navarro, but he says he never shot up in every interview. Actually, my story never changed. I have never shot up. The story was about being in rehab where I was injected, oh, for fuck's sakes, by Dave and Perry. Perry told me I was a pussy if I didn't do it the correct way, so it was done for me, as I was afraid to ever do it, and I never did it again. Lesson learned. Oh my God, so he's been hit with syringes more than once, you guys. Somebody, just shot him up with that heroin. It wasn't his choice.
So that was the reason why he got
Jesus
caught with those foot
fucking
balloons then.
Christ.
Right.
He's such a jackass.
Yeah, he really is. He really, really is. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Well, there you have it.
Well, we
folks.
have 92 people here. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
There you have it. His goal is that the takeaway from this is that he's pissed off that he can't get his pension early. He doesn't like Gabrielle. He wants people to go after her. He wants to start a nonprofit, so that's his next money-making scam. And basically he was trying to kiss ass to the people on the panel by naming them to let people know who to address to try and fight for him to get back on or stay on this panel. So, I think he's worried about his future with it, which he should be.
He should be, of course.
Yeah.
He's finally getting a dose of karma, and I'm quite happy about that.
I hope so. I hope that's what happens. But I like seeing him sweat regardless, like with his future being uncertain.
Yeah, you can see he's freaking out.
Yeah, you can. Very clearly.
Yeah. For the people that's in Bobby's old channel, their chat, I just put Kim Still Rocks. That is Kim's new channel. They striked her channel down illegally because they were freaking butthurt.
Yeah,
So that's her new channel. Please share it. We'll get that back up to where it was.
Yeah.
And honestly, sometimes it's a blessing, Kim. Like when I lost my second backup channel that had almost 600 subs on it, like it was a blessing in a sense. It's like you can kind of just start fresh. And
well, the only thing I know about is I did have videos on there of Andrew. Like that's what upset me the most.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But also, like I had some proof and other stuff like that. But I mean, for the most part, we had it mostly backed up. But for those of you who don't know, I did lose my channel. It was from Feldman. It was copyright struck a couple times, and then they said that it was closed for fraud, and like that suspended my entire Google account, which I have.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, so I have an entire, like my Android is obviously Google, my Chromebook is obviously Google, everything runs through Google. It took me about 6 hours just to be able to log in, to be able to get to this new channel, and it was quite actually a big deal. Like I couldn't get in. I had to give people my passwords. Like between three of us, we couldn't figure it out. Like me, Lord Dreadful, and frickin' Bruno were trying to figure this out, and it was crazy.
Are you fighting it?
Oh yeah, somebody's actually doing
Okay,
it on my
good.
behalf, because they're going to research everything and then, you know, how to go back. I still have the counterclaim in for the first strike, but I don't know what happens now that the channel's been removed itself. So this channel that I'm on now is actually my new channel. So if you guys could sub it, that would be amazing. So
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're not hitting my channel because of the stuff going on with Gina. Now, I wanted to give people an update about that. While I was in Illinois, I did receive the paperwork from the court of the claims that she made against me, and they're absolutely false. And I know she doesn't have proof of it unless Sarah made fake screenshots, because I've also been informed that Sarah is in Indiana staying with Gina to help her get this restraining order against me.
Are
And the
you
claims,
kidding?
I'm sorry?
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not. And apparently she's taken up residency in Indiana.
oh no.
So the claims that were made was that, I was having people stalk her daughter, that I had contacted JT, who lives in Texas, who apparently lives an hour and a half, I think it said, away from her daughter. I don't know her daughter's name. JT and I've never discussed her daughter privately or publicly, besides maybe saying, oh, I didn't even know she had a daughter, or somebody who sent me a picture. It's just, that's absolutely false. JT and I never, ever spoke about that, point blank, period. So, and then apparently Sarah was typing out letters for people and putting people's names on there without even letting those people read what she wrote. So, from what I understand, a couple people are retracting their statements on that. So, yeah, it was complete bullshit. And that I showed her nudes. There was a screenshot, I think, from one of my Twitter accounts saying, it had like skipthegames.com on it. That's not harassment. That is your job. That's a link. That's
That's
what
free
you do.
promotion.
Yeah. And that's not harassment. So the thing about her daughter, I can't wait to see. They did not show any evidence of me ever even speaking about her daughter, besides when I had, said that, there was allegations of what her husband did with her daughter, which, if I have to subpoena that person to come to court, or Kim and Stacy, you guys were on the live when those claims were made. Everybody
Yep.
that was in the chat, so if I had to bring up witnesses, that was an allegation that was made by a former friend of hers. So, and I said abused, I believe, or whatever. So, again, it's all false stuff. And, apparently Sarah is helping her and trying to help get others to file false restraining orders against myself and other people also. And, I guess I've missed a lot. I've heard bits and pieces. Like that whole week I was out there by my family, there was like 5 times that I was not around a family member, and that was when I was driving to a hotel or driving to the hospital or back. So I was able to have like a couple phone conversations. I talked to 3 people on the phone the whole time I was there. But yeah, apparently, like, they're driving by other people's houses in the other community I'm involved in, and I would assume this community too, and like taking pictures outside their houses and stuff with them in it. So that evidence is supposed to be released, I believe, shortly. So again, it's all just, lies and nonsense. So, the person that was supposed to help me with the lawyer, that was all baloney. The person was supposed to call me like, on 8 different occasions, and there was an excuse every time, like I assumed there was going to be. So I am going to have to hire a lawyer to help me with that case, unless I do it by myself again.
I think you should. Great.
do it by
Yeah,
myself.
I can see
Yeah,
you.
and you got us as witnesses for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
Yeah.
and like, I mean, you can probably get it over like teleconferencing again. We can just call in and Zoom
Well,
in.
so I had to put in writing to request a hearing, and I could have mailed it and I could have faxed it. And somebody was nice enough in our community that they had access to a fax machine. So I sent them the letter requesting a telegraphic hearing, and they faxed it. I got the fax confirmation. I obviously, this past week, I didn't have time to call because I was dealing with what I was dealing with. So I am going to call first thing Monday morning to see if they have set a hearing date on that.
Yeah,
So,
let us know for sure.
Yeah, let us know,
yeah.
definitely.
Because this is the funny thing, like you were saying about being doxxed and all this shit, like about sharing her skipthegames.com. Now she put that information willingly up, and in fact, I'll say it, you don't have to. If you search in Terry Holt, Indiana, all of the escort websites, she's on every single one there is available. So
And we're
she's
talking plus 10. There's quite a few.
yeah, and she's putting her own information out there for people to see. This is her business. This is her job. That's not doxing. Doxing is exchanging personal information. So, for instance, if you were posting her address or her place of work, if she had a legitimate job, like, and jokes aside, if she had a legitimate job and you were like encouraging people to go to her work or call her work and have her fired, that would be like a doxing situation. This is not doxing. So whatever soapbox she's on the wrong one.
Yeah. But, and I've also heard through you guys that there's people in the Feld fam that aren't even backing her up on this. And,
Yep.
I am going to look for a lawyer that can help me try to see if I can do something as far as this harassment, because I know that SB has been, behind these restraining orders that people have falsely put on me. So, if I need to handle that legally, I'm going to.
I don't blame you. It's gone on for too long now. She's a
Yeah.
crazy bitch.
And these people are absolutely abusing the courts. Like, there's no
Yeah.
question. And it's all to try and get in Corey Feldman's good books, which at the end of the day, this isn't the way to do it, you fucking losers. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I heard that HDM and Danielle aren't even backing her up on the restraining order stuff. And,
No.
I can't believe that a judge approved what they did going off of, what she submitted. I mean, there was even screenshots of tweets from 2018. Actually, I should just go inside and get the paperwork now. I was sent pictures, but it's sitting on my island. But I have all those private messages between her and I of her saying herself that I never harassed her or bullied her. And, if I have to subpoena Danielle as a witness because she was in groups with me and Gina, that's what I will do, So it's absolutely, absolutely ridiculous. And, I don't know. From what I'm hearing too, is that Feldman doesn't even want a part of it because it involves SB, and I find it kind of funny how letters were submitted by other people that SB wrote up, but yet there wasn't a letter that SB wrote to submit for Gina, because she doesn't want that backlash of coming back of, just like if she would have testified for Sharon, I would have been like, oh, well, Miss Barrett, did you ever threaten to shoot me between the eyeballs? Oh, Miss Barrett, did you give out my address publicly for someone to come to my house who said they'd have me hanging from a meat locker or a
wow.
hook in a meat locker,
Oh, that gives me chills. It's fine.
So that will be all brought up. And if I end up having to go there and they won't do it telephonically, the lady at the courthouse said, it just depends on the judge and if they're willing to do it over the telephone or Zoom or whatever.
Right.
It's, up to the judge, themselves. So I faxed that letter immediately the next day. So I would assume that they've received it and that hopefully a hearing date has been, put in order.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully with those two people retracting their statements that are, claiming that they're going to do it, hopefully that helps. I don't know if it's too late for that or not. It didn't even, when I got the pictures and I was reading it, it didn't even sound like those people. And I was like, I wonder if these people even know that their names are on this, because it doesn't sound, I've seen other statements that they've written for restraining orders on other people, and these letters did not sound like the other letters. So, if SB just typed something up and put their names on it,
That's broad.
yeah. So, I have enough evidence for days to show that they are doing this as a form of harassment and a form to try to silence me, talking about Feldman. So,
Yeah.
Absolutely, it is. Dreamboat Annie is absolutely ego driven and unbelievable.
Yeah. I
yeah,
keep saying
exactly.
you can't make half this shit up. You really can't.
No, you can't.
Yeah. And then for other people just to act like, they have all these legal stuff going on against these people, and to flat out lie and say, oh, I've had SB and Sharon served outside the courthouse when they walked out on June 2nd, and oh, I'm having, Feldman in a deposition, and just like all this other crazy nonsense just to lie, I guess, to lie and act like, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I'm glad that, this past week and a half had really shown me true colors of people and who I can trust and who I cannot trust, and who was fake, and, just talking to me for information and everything else. And, their true colors were shown, and they'll be, will continue to be shown. So,
Amen.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, but as far as Feldman, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. He can do whatever he wants to do. There's going to be some big announcements, I feel, in the next couple of weeks.
I hope so.
If we're not the ones that share it, hopefully then, he wants mainstream media attention. And I think he might be getting that real soon.
I hope so.
Me too.
I had someone approach me about an article that they're trying to get published with the mainstream media, actually, and they asked for our input. Stacy helped me write something. I sent it back, and I told them to let me know if and when that actually happens. So I don't know what their plans are or what connections they have, but hopefully that happens. It was a very well put together article with a lot of information and facts, and yeah, you've seen it, Stace, and it was well written, and hopefully someone publishes it, and hopefully they publish it in the right manner, because I've had bad experiences with like places like Rolling Stone. We gave them a bunch of information, and then they ended up writing an expose article, and it was pretty much pro Feldman, and wrote very little of what we said, Bobby said, and Judy said, and it was very disappointing, because I would have thought better. They spent a lot of time fact checking, and they didn't write any of what we said, really. So it was kind of
And
disappointing.
they came to us. That's the worst part.
They did come to us to seek out Judy. And, you know, I expected better from someone like the Rolling Stone. I thought they were more reputable than they were. And it just proved to me just how shady mainstream media actually is, you know. So I hope that it goes well. I hope that this happens. It was, you know, similar to Mindy's article in a lot of ways, but different. You know what I mean? I don't want to say it was similar and offend the person, because I think it was very well written and very authentic. But I hope that it goes well and something comes of that. So
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna go grab that paperwork real quick. Hold on.
okay. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot. I feel like a lot's happened in the last week or two, and it's just been crazy. Lines have been drawn, you know. I hate to say that sides have been taken, but I mean, like Susie said, you find out who's real and who's faking, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some people was surprising and some people weren't. And, you know.
Well, we had a similar conversation earlier. You know, masks are truly coming off at the moment.
Right. They really are.
Yeah, people are being seen for what they really are. And it's not pretty, but
yeah,
at least you know.
Exactly. And, you know, I wanted to make it clear again about the other day about, you know, the whole Marty Weiss interview and that kind of thing. I hope that none of the subs and our supporters felt like I was mad at them. I felt like it wasn't their fault at all. So, you know, I love you guys. I support you guys just as much as you support us. And it's because of you guys that I won't quit. Like, what?
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot what some of this stuff said, because sorry, my bad.
That's okay. Go ahead.
So my name is, obviously, you know, we know who it is, Hooker. And I am seeking an order of protection from Suzanne Rostock of Lake Elsinore, California. I have been stalked by Suzanne for the past 3 years. Recently, it has escalated to the point where Miss Rostock has accused my husband publicly of being a rapist. I never said rapist. Has threatened me in public live streams, inciting hate. That never happened. She continues to stalk my family members, even having somebody in Texas locate my daughter for the purpose of harassment. Ms. Rostock is the mouthpiece of an online hate group called the Wolf Pack, created to please Judy Haim, the mother of the late actor Corey Haim. The group exists to please Miss Haim, the mother of late actor Corey Haim. I first came into contact with Ms. Rostock in late 2017 on Twitter. Suzanne has a history of stalking actor Corey Feldman, who is a good friend of mine and whom I've been helping to put a documentary together. Oh, you helped them put the documentary together? Anyways, Suzanne first approached me as a friend. However, it did not take long for me to notice that she was bad-mouthing me publicly on Twitter. Ms. Rostock has posted my nude pictures on Twitter and in videos. That's a flat-out lie. I've never posted your pictures.
Your channel would be gone for community guidelines. You wouldn't be able to.
She has commanded people to spy on me. The harassment got so bad that in February 2019, I went dark. I took myself offline and ignored everything in hopes that the harassment would stop. However, it only got worse. Clearly somebody's forgetting about the screenshots between them and a former friend of theirs talking about how she was watching me and stalking us and everything. Okay, after the premiere of the documentary on March 9th, 2020, Ms. Rostock, and it's MRS because I'm married, not Ms. MS, released many videos about me on YouTube. She put my private screenshots between myself and actor Corey Feldman into a video for the purpose of harassment. No, that wasn't harassment. That was to show your credibility since you were in a documentary talking about us.
Right.
She has displayed my full name, my phone number. I don't know your phone number, woman.
It's on every website she's posted.
Oh, so yeah, maybe. Oh, I put the link to Skip the Games that has her information on.
Right. Yeah.
showed private pictures, all for the purpose of humiliation and bullying.
Hmm.
In March of 2020, Ms. Rostek publicly accused my husband of being a rapist and of giving my daughter a sexually transmitted disease. I didn't do that. Somebody that actually they said it on Shangy's show, not my show, and then they came back and talked about it here. So this is offensive and my husband has never touched my daughter in an inappropriate manner, and neither my husband nor my daughter have any kind of STD. Miss Rostek passed my phone number to a known woman beater named Jonathan Tuttle, who turned around and threatened me. I never gave her fucking phone number to JT. That's a flat out lie. No, now she says Miss MISS. Jesus, these people. Miss Rostek enlisted help in locating my daughter, who lives an hour and a half from him. I have reported these actions to the police. Well, where's the police reports, Gina? Because
Yeah,
I have no idea where your daughter fucking lives. Suzanne attempted to get CPS involved with my daughter, even though my daughter lives away from home and is 26 years old. Again, where's the evidence that I tried to get CPS involved with your daughter? I never even knew you had a daughter until you claimed somebody reached out to her. And that's when you and I were in a group with each other, Gina. Ms. Rostek has tagged my local police department in tweets hoping to get me arrested. She has sent people to spy on me and has seeked out people who have issues with me to get information and join with them against me. Please grant me the order of protection against Suzanne. She is dangerous and I feel for my life.
Wow.
Then, okay, Lauren Axelrod, okay, she submitted a statement. Oh, so has her name on it, which I find ironic. Actually, let me pull something up real quick here. Let me pull something up real quick here. Lauren, out of the blue, contacted me. Let me see when it started. February 29th, January, I see. Okay, I guess
I'll be right back, you guys.
okay. So, Christmas, she messaged me saying Merry Christmas. Then, yeah, they thought it was I was a mole and I was giving JT information or something like that. LOL, but I think okay. So she's talking about them. This is all December. Okay, she was talking major shit about everybody on that side, saying she blocked Kimberly Watkins this last week. I wrote her a few times asking her what the fuck, yada yada. But I do talk to Danielle, and she said Sharon made a video. Okay, and you're right, Danielle usually isn't in the drama and says she's not in the drama, but that is like right in the middle of the drama, and she knows how sensitive Carrie is, and she knows that Carrie's not a mole, and of course Sarah is saying she is, and Sarah's the only one that I am as well. Give me a fucking break. This is so fucking lame. And tell Kim that I totally support her channel and that I watched it all the time, but I don't comment, but she's right about everything. LOL. I kind of had to make up with Corey because we have so many mutual friends in the business from way back, but my feelings haven't changed about him, and he knows that. Anyways, I don't want to talk to any of them anymore, and I always end up feeling sorry for Kimberly F because I know how sensitive she is and how she just kind of goes along with things and She's the only one I haven't blocked or been blocked by, but yeah, they all blocked me, blah, blah, blah. Then on February 29th, oh my God, have you seen this? LOL, where the fuck did he get $2 million? I've been watching you and Kim doing your live streams, and I agree 100% with you guys. It's taking everything in me not to jump in the chat. And she sent me a link. Corey Feldman says he spent $2 million of his old of his own money. I said, LOL, they're about to go live now, meaning Stacy and Kim. Hell yeah, I'll be there, but I might not say anything, but trust me, I'm hurting you guys on big time. I don't know what she just talked to text. I've been laughing my ass off. Then she says, "Can you tell Percy that I'm really sorry that I threw her necklace away and that I was just really hurt? Just tell her that I miss her and she was a really good friend to me and I don't understand why she turned on I didn't understand why she turned on Kimberly, but now I get it. Thanks, girl. I'll be watching right now." I said I'll let her know. Then she says she's not supporting all of them, that she was in Shangy's live, but then she realized what the hell she was doing. Corey ripped off a lot of people and he's so full of shit and there's no way in hell he had 200 million of his own money to make a fucking documentary, and of course there's no way in hell I'm gonna pay $20 to see that shit. But he named the same names as I knew he would. And then I get in a fight with Danielle last night because I've been trying to not talk to her, but to her enemy, and she's really cool. And I didn't realize how hardcore she is for Corey. But yeah, she kind of confronted me because I went on a Twitter rampage and that I had to delete basically calling Corey out. But anyways, I'm not friends with those people. The only person I talk to is Kimberly, and even her, it's on her own occasion. And Jules, I don't know when the last time I talked to her, but I felt bad for her when her friend died, and so I said something, blah, blah, blah. And Sarah, I don't even talk to and haven't. Strangely, I'm more on your side than theirs. For some reason, they're all about Corey right now. By any chance, are you friends with Angel? I'm not going to say her last name because that bitch keeps picking fights with me wherever I go on live streams. I fucking hate that bitch. Anyways, I'm not supporting them at all. And then I said, I'll respond later. I'm about to do an interview. Okay, and I wrote to Stacy last night, and I hope she responds back. She responds back. But basically, I told her I have her back. I'm telling you, I have your guys' as back. I have you guys as back more than I would ever have the other side's back, ever. All right, good luck with your interview. Then March 16th, she's messaging me. Oh, April 22nd. Hey, Susie, great job on your new live stream. Love the Scotty interview. Everything you all have been saying is the truth. I can't really speak out, but I'm supporting you secretly. Hope all is well. Stay safe.
You know what? She did a video like a week ago, and I seen it last night. And you can tell she's been listening to our lives.
Mm-hmm. She said, "Oh, it was really fucking good. And the one today you did was really good as well. I love that you have people that follow you and your fans come in and talk as well. That's awesome. But yeah, I don't speak out because I don't want to get attacked." So she's saying she doesn't speak out in our chats. She supports what we do, but she doesn't speak out because she doesn't want to get attacked for these people. But then, Lauren, you write a statement to support nonsense. But yeah, I don't speak, like I'm sitting in your live stream and I'm thinking about saying something, and then I have to remind myself that most of the people there don't like me, LOL. But yeah, first Kimberly goes, I haven't talked to her in a long time. Haven't talked to anyone in a long time, but she was kind of the last person that I was still talking to, and I think she's friends with Sarah. I'm not sure. And I don't talk to Patrick at all. I tried a few times to kind of jumping to one of these chats, and I just thought it was stupid. This guy roasted me. This is the guy that made me cry. Why would I want to talk to him? I was so happy that Scott stood up for Alfie because office. Now that she just talked to Tex, a really good, because he's another really good friend of mine, and has been for a long time. And I've been raging about Corey throwing him under the bus. Still messaging me April 22nd, April 23rd. Yeah, April 23rd. So then this is a statement she writes. To whom it may concern, I have witnessed Gina being harassed by Suzanne Rostek. The harassment has included postings on Twitter of Gina's nude photos, lie. Threats made by Suzanne to Gina and her daughter during live streams, lie. Suzanne even had people looking for Gina's daughter in Texas to harass and terrorize her, lie. Miss Rostek showed private screenshots between Gina and actor Corey Feldman in a February 6th live stream in an effort to incite hate against Gina. Nope, that's not why. It was to show her credibility when she's calling Feldman a pedophile herself. Miss Rostek's followers have shown up to Gina's residence after Miss Rostek publicly encouraged them to do so. Again, where's the evidence? Gina has done nothing to provoke these attacks, and they need to stop. Please grant her an order of protection against Susie. These other ones I'm not going to read because they're supposed to be being retracted. Oh, okay. So I'm not going to read those. Let's see what the screenshots are. They took a screenshot of the video I did, private messages revealed between Corey Feldman and Gina, part 1. Okay. That's not, inciting hate or harassment. Here's a screenshot of a tweet she took because I showed that Gina had tweeted this, so I took a screenshot of it. Gina said it is so important for every parent and caregiver to understand the grooming process and how it warps young minds. Watching My Truth Doc will help you to understand so you can keep kids safe. Then I replied, well, this is ironic. Gina's husband allegedly abused her daughter and not only stayed with the man who abused her daughter, but also told her daughter to lie about it. I don't know many moms who don't have custody of their kids. She doesn't because she picked a pedophile over her kid. Again, that's showing you, I had no idea about her daughter or how old her daughter is. Or, yes, it's that, Lauren, Marilyn. Then, it's, I don't even know if I said this or if this is a SAG account. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe someone should actually reach out to Gina's daughter since Gina lies and say, I already did. And Gina's mom, where's the proof that I did that? Yeah, you accused me of it forever and you didn't show anybody proof of it, so.
She takes a page from Feldman's book, not showing proof.
Yep.
Then I don't know. This is from March 20th, 2018.
Wow.
A tweet I made. I also have recorded phone conversations that I have never even thought about sharing, but since Southern Girl and it's like they whited it out. Oh, I think it's this Feld fam likes that kind of thing. Maybe I should release those also. We were told that at somebody who, again, it's whited out, and others were told to troll us by Feldman, which is true. May 12th, 2018. Would really suck for Gina if someone's dumb ads, I put, maybe dumb ads move came back in her. I don't even know what the fuck I was trying to say. Feldman, I could care less. Someone please give me a reason to do that one. She needs to think her trolling through before she does it.
True. She does need to think.
April 23rd, 2020. LOL, I don't think so. Her nudes are all over the internet. Skipthegames.com. Her job is literally to her. And she did tell an old friend of hers said her husband sexually abused her daughter, yet she screamed, "Save the kids." I know 2 other moms that don't have custody of their kids, and they're all fuck ups. She's no different. It's honestly makes me sick to my stomach. I feel horrible for her daughter. Again, I had no idea how old her fucking daughter was, but yet I'm stalking her daughter.
I didn't even know how old her daughter was until 5 minutes ago when someone said she was 26.
Yeah. May 12th, 2018, a tweet. I think this, I'm responding to you two find unknown chaos and 2 others. A con question mark? No. Someone who was around the wrong people and made bad choices. Yes. Oh, that's when they were talking about me being that I'm a con and because I have, been arrested. I own up to my mistakes, unlike some people. Also honest about it. Are you done yet, Stacy? Would suck if people jumped on Gina's timeline. I think that's when like mugshots of shit of me were posted or
Right.
whatever. This is I don't dude, these copies, Jesus Christ. They don't even have dates on them. This doesn't even show who did it. I don't know. Seems someone is triggered that her boy Feldman has completely ignored her since the premiere, laughing my ass off. So now she's going to do an interview. By the way, by the way, Struggle Bus team, it hasn't been 4 years since this started. It will be 3 years at the end of October. Can you guys ever get anything right? Laughing my ass off. Feldman is going to love this. Thank you. He has clearly lied on legal documents now. Which was more lies somebody told me that Charisse had reached out to Sammy and to Feldman and, for Kelly's case to see if they had any association with Kim Watkins and Shangy and all that, and that, they said no, which I mean it was all bullshit. No proof of it was shown about it. Yeah, so the other 2, that's it. So again, they make these claims that I contacted her daughter and stuff, yet there's not one piece of evidence they submitted for that. So, can't wait to see what evidence you submit when there's an actual hearing. And the screenshots you provided shows that I thought your kid was under 18.
Yeah.
You'd
She
think
really
by the
was
way she's
stupid.
acting and talking that we're talking about a minor here, not a 26-year-old woman.
Right. Like,
Exactly.
I had no idea. And,
Nope.
a former friend of hers made the claims that she made on the interview that Gina was doing against us. Like, did she forget that she did that interview and, said all those false claims? Does she forget that she said in a room of 600 people, mostly journalists, that myself and Shannon hacked Feldman's documentary, which incited hate against me and harassment against myself and Shannon? Like,
Right.
are you freaking kidding me? How many, she's done videos before telling people off. Does she forget all the screenshot messages or all the messages her and I exchanged? Oh, well over a year.
I've still got the video where she blasts me and Kim. So if
You
she
know
wants to
what,
go there,
Stacey?
I can put it back
You
out.
know what? No. Make sure you download that one right away before, you know what I mean?
No, that's on my channel. Not the truth one, it's on the other one.
Okay, good.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So,
because that was a challenge right there. Because she was like, if tits up, ladies, I was the reason why you got bounced and blah, blah, blah. So, and then when we go back at her, she cries wolf. Well, sorry, but it doesn't work both ways,
Yeah. So, I mean, if I have to subpoena people to, swear under oath that they were told certain things that they blurted out on my live stream and shit like that, never mind the screenshots. Oh, and now I've supposedly paid, Percy for those screenshots, which is absolutely ridiculous. You two know those screenshots were flying into me so much that I had to put you guys in a group and Percy to help me sort through them. And it was
Yep.
weeks later when, Percy was telling me in the financial bind she was in. And I was like, I can send you some money right now. And I cashed after her money immediately. And now she's going to say that I paid for those screenshots.
Right.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. People try to rewrite history because their feelings get hurt, or because, me and my friends wouldn't buy into their paranoia and their conspiracy theories and everything else. So that makes us shitty people. Sorry, I go, off of facts. And now they want to spread a rumor that I said I was going to a hotel and not even going to tell my husband or my kids where I was to off myself. That's not what was said at all. Somebody wouldn't leave me the fuck alone while I was sick and, was demanding that they talk to me every fucking day. And I was so fucking annoyed. I made the comment that I'm about to go to a fucking hotel and not tell anybody, including George or the kids, where I'm at, so I can be left the fuck alone while I'm sick. That was my way of telling that person, leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
So, whatever.
No, some people are just fucking asses. They're not happy unless they're hurting someone.
I can't relate to that. Like,
and every other day when I'm being told, oh, this was keyed into the car, oh, this house was swatted, that house was swatted, oh, I received this email saying this horrible stuff and these threats and this and that, but yet you show zero evidence of that, and you want me to do a live stream defending you and calling this out when you're not even willing to send me proof of it? And, but goddamn, you want, that person wants proof of everything with shit that doesn't even involve her. Oh, well, I need to know what Feldman said in private groups about, the girls. Why? It doesn't fucking involve you. It has nothing to do with you. No, I'm not,
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. But, a huge weight has been lifted off of me, and I feel 100 times better not getting those crazy calls and texts. And, I was just letting it go in one ear and out the other because, again, there was zero proof of any of these claims ever made. And so, it is what it is.
Well, that's unfortunate.
So, yeah. But, Feldman, do whatever you're going to do. We're going to be here. And like I said, I think we're going to have, there's going to be some stuff happening in the next couple of weeks.
I hope so. I keep having that feeling. I mean, I hope we're not wrong, It feels like something's going to happen, but I don't know. I mean,
it feels that way to me too.
Yeah, it feels like we're on the verge of a breakthrough here, but we'll see. Like, I mean, the ball lies in SAG's court, and like, I think they did the right thing in postponing their panel, and hopefully when they reschedule, Feldman isn't a part of it. I mean, that's something they have to decide, but I hope that, he's not going to be on the board or on that on the panel at least. And, I mean, I think it was just a cover up again, just like his Child USA thing. It's a good cover up. It's, oh, well, look what I'm doing. I'm doing this for the kids. I'm trying to change the statute of limitations. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But meanwhile, it's to cover up all the things I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
So I hope that someone's smart enough to see through it.
He's the master of creating distractions.
Absolutely. And I feel bad that I helped him get there. I feel like I helped him. He would ask me how to do damage control on things, and I'd be like, unfortunately, you just have to wait until the next distraction comes along. you know, and I feel like I kind of coached him in some ways, but I mean, I'm sure he knew this long before I ever came around and went, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Things are about to get interesting, I think. So just see how it
Oh
plays out.
yeah. And you know, I'll be around the next month, so
yeah.
you know, because then I just got a text while we were here. The celebration of life was supposed to be July 25th or 26th, but they've actually made it for a different date. So, you know, I'll be here. And, you know, fuck you to the people who are saying that, you know, I really wasn't in Illinois. My uncle wasn't dying, that I was online under sock accounts. Apparently, I was accused of being somebody named Fred Myers or something like that. And, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, sending people text messages like, yeah, she's with her uncle. Yeah, LOL,
She
blah,
was
blah,
with her
blah.
family.
You know, fuck
We
you.
talked to her. She was with her family. We heard her in the airport. We talked to her while she was away. It absolutely happened. And you know what? I'm sick of these fucking people who say this kind of shit. I've had to go and show Andrew's ashes because people say that he didn't exist and he didn't die. And like, who are these people, anyways? You know what I mean? We don't owe
Right.
ourselves any explanations to any of these fucking people. We just feel like we have to because we're honest. And that's what they don't like.
Yeah. And you want to question me about somebody who died in my life when you supposedly had, you know, many, many people die in your life, but yet there's no obituaries out there. But then that's why you're saying that. That's what makes me think that now, that you're saying I'm full of shit because you've been full of shit this whole time.
That's right.
And I can't remember, you know, I even have pictures that I took of me holding my uncle's hand and shit in the hospital and, you know, other shit. So, you know,
Yeah.
so fucking sick of it. Is Evelyn still in here? Evelyn, are you still here?
I haven't seen her in quite a while.
Okay.
I can't see the chat.
Well, maybe you should make that phone call, Suze, and see what's going on that front and let us know.
Yeah. I'm
It's been
going
good
to.
catching up. I think I'm
Yeah, for sure.
to move on here for today.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been good though.
Exactly, Annie. I'm freaking done with people. They want to make up that that's horrible and it's unforgivable. And then people who want to fucking blow up my phone and my messages over actions that other people are doing while you know I was fucking dealing with what I was dealing with. And you want to fucking be rude and, you know, be an asshole to me because of actions other people are doing is absolutely ridiculous. And then you're sitting there saying the only reason why you talk to you know, certain females is to get, you know, your own information, and that, you know, the one female is freaking crazy and you're just keeping her at tame so she doesn't go to the other side. I mean, but yet you're gonna fucking try to make me look like an asshole when I didn't do shit. I didn't even know what was going on fucking most of the time.
Right.
Bullshit. So
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it was good catching up. Thank you for everybody being in the chat and supporting us. I'll say it again. We couldn't do this without your guys' support. Please, everybody, subscribe to Kim's new YouTube channel. I just put it in Bobby's old channel, their chat. And,
Thank you.
you know, I know Christina's posted it a bunch of times
She has.
in my chat. So thank you, Christina, for doing that. And, you know, we'll be back soon.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Ow.
Ow.